play in the half. Prescott step back three, left side. He hits! The Mountaineers are on fire. Here's the double team, and it's intercepted. Taylor Danaher into the clear, and he slams it home with two hands.
Hello and welcome here to Mount Weekly alongside head coach Jamion Christian. My name is Adam Pohl, and we are here in conference play. Coach, it's come very quickly, and this has been an exciting few days as you get your first two games under your belt here at Knott Arena.
Yeah, it's definitely great to get a chance to return home and open up conference play. NEC this year is wide open, and it's just really exciting to have a couple games at home to really get our feet wet within the conference, get our guys used to the physicality of the league, and really excited to be able to come out with a 1-1 split.
Yeah, the first game was, I know, one that caused some frustration against Fairleigh Dickinson. You guys just didn't get off to a very good start.
Yeah, I think we started the game off maybe 1 of 23 from three-point land, which is a rarity for us and how well we shoot the ball. Caught FDU at a really good time. I mean, they're a really explosive offensive team, and in the first half they really played well. But again, our guys showed a ton of character coming back in that second half, making it a 5-point game with under 2 minutes left. And, I mean, I think that's the kind of championship material that I think our team has within it. And we just got to consistently play with that, and that's the journey that we're on right now.
You know, it's interesting because you guys play so many players. If somebody doesn't have the hot hand, you're able to really mix and match. And in that game against Fairleigh Dickinson, it seemed like that's what you did. You're able to really dig deep into the bench and find that right combination to make that push at the end. It just wasn't enough.
Yeah, we really take the next man up mentality with our team. I have a ton of confidence in everyone on our roster to come in and perform. I'm very fortunate to have a lot of talented offensive players. And, essentially it's just about finding the right guys that are playing at peak performance at the time. It's great. I mean, we've had great contributions from Kelvin Parker. He came in and really played well against Fairleigh Dickinson, and then played well again against Monmouth. Yeah. And that's what you got to have. I mean, it's a long season. We play a lot of guys. We play in your face, pressure, mayhem defense. So you need a lot of guys on your roster that can contribute.
One thing we've noticed in calling the games is the development of some players, and one that stands out, especially his ability to score with his back to the basket, is Christian Kreina. He's been in the double digits here in each of the first two games in conference play, and he's playing a little bit of a different game than we saw here at Mount St. Mary's a few years ago.
Yeah, Christian's really given us a back to the basket presence. He's so skilled. And I think he's just really taken on the role of being an inside scorer for us. And, he's just worked so hard for it. So I'm so excited for him because, anytime as a coach, you understand what it does for your culture when your hardest workers then step out onto the floor and perform. And he's done just that this year. And I think it's really helped to elevate our entire roster to understanding what can be accomplished through hard work.
Your next game was against Monmouth, such an important game to get a win before going on the road for a long stretch here, and you were able to do so. Kind of a back-and-forth game, and what was the thing that stood out in your mind overall as a team that pushed you forward?
Well, I think we had great depth. I think that was a game we really had a chance to really show it, especially offensively. We didn't turn Monmouth over. A ton of credit to them for taking care of the basketball in the full court and the half court against our defense. But we were really able to play sound defense in the half court and rebound the ball one and dones, which is something we haven't done here all season. And then we really transitioned the ball really fastly into the half court with Julian Norfee playing a lot of point guard for us and really doing a great job of sharing the ball. And I think, in the Monmouth game, probably the thing we were most excited about as a staff and a program was just how well we passed the ball to one another, how we played unselfishly, and that really allowed our entire roster to play to its strengths for the full 40 minutes.
You have a lot of guards that get playing time here on this team, and Norfleet is thought of it as more of a three-point shooter, but he really stepped up as he started the game in that role as the off guard and then really became the point guard as the game progressed and got your team into great positions.
Yeah, Josh Castellanos missed the game due to injury. And Julian was ready to step into that role. He's a guy who's worked so tirelessly on his ball handling. And I think, for much of his career here, everyone said he's just been a shooter. So he's worked tirelessly to try to prove people wrong in that area, that he can handle the ball and make plays. And, he just got the opportunity to do it. Again, we talked about next man up mentality. Yeah. Josh went down. He was right there in my office ready to go and ready to take over that role. And he just did an outstanding job of it. And that's what you expect from a junior leader who's played as many games as he has, who's had such a great career. And just really happy for him to come out and really be able to will our team to a win.
And you mentioned Kelvin Parker. He said after the game that it was his turn, and he was able to step up and do it. Something that Mount fans are really looking forward to was a big year from Parker. And even though got off to a little bit of a slow start, now here when the lights are the brightest, he's really now taking that next step up.
Yeah, I think the thing Kelvin really proved a season ago is he can really score in NEC play. he's going to get the opportunity to do that as much as the time's allotted for it. I just loved his athleticism against Monmouth. I loved the matchup he had offensively and really felt like he could really exploit it. And he did just that, able to knock down a couple threes and able to get out in transition and make some plays for us. And, I think the biggest thing for him, again, just a credit to the culture we're trying to build here, is just his understanding of how hard you needed to work. Obviously, hasn't been an easy year for him, with Sam and Rashad coming in and taking some of those minutes. But he was a guy who refocused, continued to work, and especially after Christmas break, he just came in with the focus and dedication towards his game and the craft that I felt like it was really worth being rewarded.
Folks, we're going to take a quick break, but when we return here on Mount Weekly, I get to sit down with point guard Josh Castellanos. That's coming up next here on Mount Weekly.
My name is Joshua Castellanos, and I'm from Orlando, Florida. I'm on the men's basketball team, and I'm majoring in business finance. And I'm proud to be a Mount St. Mary's Mountaineer.
Welcome back here to Mount Weekly. My name is Adam Pohl, joined here by Mount St. Mary's point guard Josh Castellanos. And Josh, here we are, just into conference play. I know you had a little bit of a nick there with the ankle injury against Fairleigh Dickinson, but happy to see that you're ready to come back for what's going to be a big road trip for you guys.
Yes, sir. Hopefully get 2 tough road wins in Brooklyn.
The non-conference schedule for you guys has so much to do with preparing you for what is to come. Is this the toughest schedule that you played coming in? I know you guys got a big win at George Washington and got to play against some of the top teams in the nation, Indiana and Georgetown.
Well, yeah, my first 2 years I didn't really think too much into it. But now this year with a new program and the season, you look into the schedule and see the RPI and who you're going to play and whatnot. And this year was definitely a tough task for us, and I think we did well in our non-conference games.
Now you move on here into conference play. Is this a tricky time of year here for a student athlete, because you're coming out, you're getting into your classes once again, but it's also the most important time of the year on the floor?
Yes, it's a time to try to balance out the two. Sometimes it can be tough, and you just can try to do the best you can with both of them and do as well as you can.
Basketball, of course, is a game so many value the home court advantage, and you guys have that here at Knott Arena. But as a team, going on the road and kind of having that us against the world mentality, also you get to spend so much time together when you're on the road. Having this stretch here upcoming of 4 games in a row, is that going to be a big time to gain that unity and try to drive this program forward?
Well, yeah, at the beginning you kind of are excited for away games because you get to spend so much time, but at the end it becomes a task with school and basketball like you mentioned.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, you get to spend a bunch of time with your teammates, coaches, and as you said, compete against the other teams on their home floor.
This is going to be a big trip for you, though. For yourself, personally, what are you hoping to be able to bring to the table getting into these games, of course, as the starting point guard? What is the goal to get the team off to a strong start?
For me, I think the best thing I can do is just be a leader with these guys, encourage them the best I can, facilitate on the floor, and put my teammates in the best places they can, and for the team to succeed and get as many wins as possible.
It's been an interesting season because you guys got so much scoring from guard positions in the first month of the year. Right. And then as teams kind of saw that with you, you guys really started to take advantage down low. Is that something that Coach Christian has worked so much, especially with you guys as point guards, to try to get that ball inside and work from the inside to out?
I would think so, yeah. And like you said, the first month as the guards were doing so well, and now the bigs are playing so well. So now we're trying to find the balance between the two. But Coach Christian and the staff has done a great job with helping me, Siobhan, Julian sometimes when he's at the one, to find the mix between the players. And right now, inside is going great for us, and as well as the wings.
Something that a lot of old-time basketball players or coaches talk about is that lost art of the free throw. As a point guard, it's so important to be able to knock down those foul shots because quite often you're the one that has the ball in your hands when the game's ticking down. Is that something you take pride in because you are a very good free throw shooter?
I would like to think so, yeah. I mean, I found I've had a lot of moments, I would say, a lot last year and sophomore year and some this year this far, when the free throws came at the end. So, I mean, I like having the ball in my hands. Coaching puts a lot of faith in me at the free throw line, so I can only do my best to try to make them. But I really do like those moments and hope to continue to make them.
And you're from Orlando, Florida. Is it easy for your family to get up here during the year? Do they ever get up and get to see you play basketball live?
Yeah, my mom's been up to, I want to say, 3 games so far. She normally comes to about 4 a year, so hopefully, I'm hoping she can make at least 2 conference games, and hopefully as we go into conference playoffs and whatnot, she can, her or my dad can make it to more games.
Well, Josh, we wish you the best here. This is a big, big trip for you guys. Hope you're able to come home with some momentum and really take the NEC here by storm.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Folks, that's Josh Castellanos. We're going to take a break. When we return, more with head coach Jamion Christian. We're going to get ready for this big 4-game trip that's upcoming for Mount St. Mary's. We're back with more here on Mount Weekly right after this.
My name is Taylor Danaher. I'm from Fredericksburg, Virginia. I'm a men's basketball player and I'm majoring in business. I'm proud to be a Mount St. Mary's Mountaineer.
Thank you for once again being with us here today on Mount Weekly. My name is Adam Pohl, joined once again by the head coach of Mount St. Mary's basketball, Jamion Christian. And Coach, we just talked to Josh Castellanos. He's really a leader. He's been a starter since he came here to the Hill here at Mount St. Mary's. And for you, what does he bring to the table?
Well, Josh is, you hit on a little bit of his leadership ability, and I think he's continuing to grow into that leadership role for us. We run a lot of sets. We require our point guards to be very organized, very detail-driven, and he's done that. And, I'm really fortunate to inherit a point guard like that with that kind of savvy and that kind of experience. And, he's just a guy who just works and works and works and works. He's always in my office watching film, asking for more information on the next opponent. And, those are the kind of guys you want leading your program because you have a ton of faith in them when it matters the most that they're going to come through, and he's really had a good year because of that.
Now we're 2 games here into conference play. It's an 18-game conference schedule. When you look back at this season, so much of the highs and lows of this season will be determined because of what happens here over this next 16-game stretch. Now you have something that not many people have in conference play, which is a 4-game road trip. And it's something that maybe the Mount St. Mary's baseball team knows what it's all about, but for you guys, this is different. How important is this? Obviously, if you're able to get 2 or 3 of these games, you're going to be in a great position coming back home.
Yeah, obviously you'd like to be able to take all of them if you could. We're really focusing right now on the first one, which is St. Francis, New York. I think that's the most important thing for our program is to focus in 1 game at a time. The rest of those games will come as the year comes on, but you focus in on 1 game at a time. St. Francis, New York is a great opponent. They're playing really well right now, and they really give us some challenges offensively and defensively. So we're putting all our energy in as a program into St. Francis, New York, and then we'll handle LIU Brooklyn following that. But everything right now is about St. Francis, New York, and focusing on them and just really making sure that we take the right step necessarily for our program to get the first road win in league, which is a huge step for any program in NEC, but we'd like to get it started here pretty soon.
As a broadcaster, I can't let you just hang with St. Francis of New York, though, right? LIU Brooklyn. We won't talk about the team LIU Brooklyn, but let's talk about the setting. You guys have played in some great places here this year. At Indiana, you played, of course, in another NBA home at Georgetown, and now you're going to do it again up there at the brand new Barclays Center.
Yeah, it's just a beautiful place, and I think the NEC has done a great job of, we had our coaches show up, had our coaches meeting up there, and I think they're doing a great job of trying to partner as much as they can with the Barclays Center, and it's just an unbelievable place, and I know our guys will be extremely excited to play in it, and just a chance to really step out on the floor in a beautiful arena with a great opponent, and I know our guys will be fired up to play there, and I know we'll have their focus because of it.
Well, folks, the Mount once again heading on a 4-game road trip, but they will be back at home on the 24th of January, so we hope to see you here at Knott Arena. We thank you so much, Coach, and wish you the best of luck here in this big stretch for your team.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Well, folks, that's head coach Jamion Christian. My name is Adam Pohl. We thank you for being with us once again for Mount Weekly as you've been watching it here on NECFrontRow.com.